and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Binga Oreshegun. Today on the program, President Tinubu assures citizens that Nigeria will win battle against banditry and terrorism, commends NSA Ribadu's performance. Security forces overrun 3 bandit camps in Kogi State, rescue kidnapped victims. And later on the show, EFCC detains El-Rufai over alleged 432 billion naira fraud as protesters storm agency to demand his prosecution. A legal professional, CEO and founder of House of Justice, Gloria Ballison, will join us for the discussion. Well, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade, Otitoju and Asukwo James. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. The war against insecurity is one that can be won and must be won. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the country will surmount. Speaking during the inauguration of projects executed by the governor of Adamawa State, President Tinubu expressed optimism that the country is on the path to overcoming its security challenges. The president commended National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu for what he described as his exceptional leadership and performance in the ongoing fight against terrorism and banditry. President Tinubu reaffirmed his confidence in Ribadu's ability to steer the nation's security architecture effectively. He stressed that with Ribadu at the helm of national security, Nigeria will ultimately defeat terrorism and restore lasting peace and stability across the country. Now, let's begin this conversation, gentlemen. I mean, the president has restated his commitment to defeat banditry and terrorism. Vicky, talk to me. How assuring is this?
Yeah, I think that we have every reason to be confident that things will get better. I'm not a doomsday prophet who would only focus on negativities. No, that's not our training. I believe that with the renewed support from Nigerian partners, the Americans, the French, Nigerians will see an improvement in the security, in the area of security. I'm confident about that. I know a bit about some of the operation going on. I have a bit of information, and I know that the bad boys are not finding it funny at all. In the last 3 weeks, so many of them have been killed.
Okay.
And these operations are being carried out in different parts of the country. Adamawa, Kogi, Niger, so our troops have been kept busy. And, Donald Trump has said he's prepared to help us. And we are seeing the signs that he's matching his word with action. Even Nigeria has confirmed the presence of 100 American troops. They are here to train. They are here to work with us. They are here to help us with reconnaissance work on the enemy. A lot of reconnaissance work has been done in the ISWAP controlled Tumbus of Lake Chad and other places. So we expect that there will be improvement, and I believe what the president is saying. I've seen Nuhu Ribadu at work. I know that he's doing a great deal of work. It's just that positive stories do not really resonate with a lot of our people. in the last 2 weeks, a lot of kidnapped people have been freed. But those are not the stories that if you carry those stories
on front page,
they don't put such stories on front page, but people are being released. In Kogi, where a lot of clearance work is being done, people are being freed. This is good news. But many of our people don't want good news. It is the negative news that they want to read.
Yeah, which is
and even when you write the positive, they will say you've taken money. So we too, we are in position to say those of them who are only
Writing
after
the
negatives, they too have taken money from our detractors. So if you say that somebody has taken money, you are pointing at someone, all the remaining fingers are pointing.
Exactly.
That means you too, the negative stories that you are happy about or that you are writing, it means you are paid too. If you believe that every positive story must have been followed by money, you know?
I mean, the president actually commended the NSA. What informed the president's decision, to publicly commend the NSA, talking about Malam Nuhu Ribadu?
Okay, so first, I want to say that this is a man that so many people do not want to give a chance. Because we are saying he's a police officer, he doesn't have a military background and all that, But so far, if you look at how he has, carried on with his work, he has done it in a very professional manner, taking it easy, one at a time. And the major one that I've seen, and which I think that is one of the things that the president would have said he's doing a good job, is when the issue about, the Christian genocide, was everywhere. He took it upon himself. He went to the U.S., because he has friends there. And he was able to explain to the U.S. government on this narrative that was being peddled around, And he explained that to them. And at the end of the day, look at what we're having today. The issue about guns blazing is now more about collaboration. So if a president, sees that someone who he has given a job and he has outdone more than what he was given, that is more than his KPI, I think it's something that the president has given, giving him a thumbs up and excellence, even more than excellence. Not only that, since he has, taken over this saddle as the NSA, if you notice, we've had inter-agency collaboration.
That's true.
Whereby the Nigerian Army, there's a synergy between the Army and the Air Force. There's a synergy between the military and the police and the DSS. This was not, what we are seeing before. Before you hear that the Air Force have done their own. Okay, who is going to do the mop-up, we don't know. But now we are seeing that collaboration. Before they move, the Air Force has gone there to carry out the attacks, they will go and mop up. And that is why we are getting these successes. So, and this is coming directly from the office of the National Security Advisor. So the president has seen that he has been able to bring all the security agencies into one table, and they are planning completely on how to deal with this banditry and terrorism. And for somebody who has given a person a job, and don't forget that where he actually said this was where he comes from. So he's more or less telling his people that your son is doing well.
They should be proud of
this. They should be proud of him. So I think it's something that if I'm very sure that yesterday Ribadu will sleep very well. In fact, he will roll from one side of his bed to the other side, knowing that my boss really loves what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, when the president commended him, very certain some people were not impressed by that commendation. But, Bikil, how will you assess the performance and effectiveness of the NSA in the fight against insecurity in Nigeria?
Okay, let's look at it this way. Yes, students have been kidnapped. But what usually follows it after some time those children will be safely brought back home. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't pay ransom. Ransom is usually the last resort when it becomes clear that there's no way by which you can have those children rescued. But I know that once they've effectively sorted out those guys, they go back to waste them.
Okay.
And the governor of Kogi was happy to say, look, we are working in tandem with this NSA, helping us to deal with the security problems. Every time you speak with him, that is what he will tell you. So he's working day and night with the DSS. You are seeing the kind of collaboration that I've never seen between the office of the NSA and the DSS DG. We are seeing it now. Those operations, you are seeing DSS involving agency collaboration is top-notch at this time. They are all working. People think that, okay, nothing is being done. But we are seeing in some cases, some places now a lot safer. Even in Kaduna, forget about those abductions that happened recently. You can't compare it to like 4 years ago.
Yes.
You can't compare it to like 4 years ago. People now drive on their own without security. They drive from Kaduna to Birnin-Gwari. Not even soldiers will go to that place before. Without protection. Abuja-Kaduna highway. In the past, they used to kidnap people like every other day. But it's not happening now. When was the last time you read that people were kidnapped
on that,
you know, so a lot of work is being done. But usually when one incident happens, people will hold on to that. Because in our country, we have continued to politicize and weaponize anarchy and insecurity. People reap political capital out of it. Today, many people who are not happy with President Tinubu, it is the insecurity that they are citing. But this is something that I inherited. That somebody who was a former infantry officer, who was a former soldier, could not deal with in 8 years. In 2 years, we expect him to have wiped out everything. But a lot of changes. There was a musician that sang a song praising Nuhu Ribadu. He was mentioning all the bandit leaders that he has eliminated. Yes, he was mentioning the bandit leaders that Nuhu has eliminated. And it's true. It's true. Where are some of them today? So it is work in progress. I believe that the security of our country will get better and better. I'm very confident about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation.